Hey, welcome back. It's been like a couple days since I uploaded that video. Just got some news to bring up. Let me just adjust here. Um, the big thing is the video that I've been trying to make for like ever since the before summer started is finally nearly finished. I got all the audio fixed, and now I just need to make sure all the clips match and everything, and then it'll basically be ready to upload. I'm hoping I can get it done this week, and hopefully it will be a thing of the past, and hopefully maybe sometime next year I could start making it a series. It's just that as I already mentioned, I'm missing a little bit of equipment. Once I get that, I could start doing it consistently. I have the camera. It's really just the audio I'm missing and the editing laptop that I could have at home so I can make it faster than I am right now. But besides that, it's going to be made. So, yeah, don't expect anything great, but you won't have to worry about it being missing anymore. Anyway, on to something more fun. I wanted to talk about the recent Smash Direct. No, it's a little late. I mean, it's less than a week, but still, I thought I should talk about it. At least give my final impressions and thoughts before the game releases. So yeah. Now on the topic of the Grinch leak, I was never really a believer. I mean, they had me at one point, but near the ends, like near like a week before the direct, I had second thoughts, mostly because it just seemed too perfect. Like that amount of characters being released in one direct just not seemed likely. Like once they revealed that there was going to be a direct, I knew it was done. At least that's what I thought. Though it was still a pretty good leak. I mean, they at least got one character right, and I have a feeling that besides Ken, there's going to be at least one of those characters from that leak being true because there were some pretty good choices. I personally would still love to see Gino in that DLC bundle. And Banjo too, though. I feel like Gino has a bigger chance, at least I would hope. Though Gino's in this weird point right now because there was apparently like an icon of him that you can use in the game that was in the trailer. And you didn't technically see him as a spirit. So, like, is he a spirit or was that a mistake and he's going to be playable as one of the DLC characters? I'm hoping that they messed that up and they're not going to fix it because that'll make it more suspicious. And I'm hoping that he's one of the DLC. Please, please give me Gino. I mean, it's the last thing I want. That's the last character I like desperately want. I mean, they already got Simon. I mean, and everyone and K. Rool and everything. So if they got Gino, I probably wouldn't be as salty about the spirit mode. Okay, actually, going to the spirit mode, I actually kind of like it. It's kind of what I was hoping, but the only problem is there doesn't seem to be any platforming, which is kind of strange. So I kind of like how they're taking the event matches and making them into fights because it's kind of reminiscent of those melee event matches where it was Link versus Dark Link, and they would just have the Link be in the dark costume versus a normal Link, which I thought was super cool. Like making up your own battles with the pre-existing characters, and just ran with that idea. Now, is it going to work as a whole mode? I think it's going to be hard to tell at this point, but I'm hoping for it. The only thing I don't like about it is that I understand the concept of spirits. They're kind of like stickers, though a little cooler, I guess. And then you can have more spirits. But then there's all this extra stuff, like leveling up the spirit makes sense, but having different types of spirits, making a spirit core, training your spirits, sending spirits to the real world, sending them to get treasure, that is way too much. They should have cut off at just having spirits to boost your abilities and give you some extra special abilities. That should have been the drawing line. But Sakurai has this one thing about him that there's always way too much detail in one aspect of something, as we know from Smash 4. But I think this is better than at least like Smash Tour or like the classic mode in Smash 4. Because at least this makes sense. It's clearly understandable. And it seems like the whole spirit thing could potentially. I doubt you'll have to be fully involved with it and you could just play the matches if you're good enough. So here's hoping. Here's hoping of having a good time with this story mode. I also think I doubt it's going to be many, but I have a feeling that there are going to be other cutscenes besides the one in the beginning with everyone getting zapped. Probably one in the middle, maybe, of like a bunch of people together and then a boss happens. I mean, I know there was at least the cutscene of the Subspace Emissary boss returning. So I doubt there will be as many as Subspace itself, but I have a feeling there will be cutscenes, definitely. And I'm interested how they'll be implemented in this game. So yeah, I think for what it is, I think Cyrano could be fun, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm hopeful about it. Also, that theme. I don't know if anyone's done this, but I recommend watching the trailer in like Japanese because matching the Japanese version of the theme, it really has that anime feel. Like if anyone ever asks for a Smash anime, this is it. Just wow. He's not holding anything back. I kind of did this out of order, so let's go back a bit and talk about the final fighters. I feel like I love Ken, and I knew he was going to be in the game. I think that was the most likely of the Grinch League because it's Ken. I mean, Ryu, Ken, they go together perfectly. And I love how they chose specifically Super Street Fighter 2 Ken because that was kind of like the divergent point where he started becoming really unique amongst Ryu. One thing about him that no one's seemed to notice, at least only a few fighting game people have noticed, but I really like the fact that they specifically chose that one super from Third Strike as one of his final smashes. The one where he parries and he does the multiple kicks in the air. I doubt they did that on purpose, but if for those who don't know, the super is infamous for a specific moment in Evo early on, the fighting game tournament. What was it? I think it's called Moment 34 or 31, where someone parries an attack and then does that super, and it was one of the early Street Fighter hype moments. So seeing it in Smash is pretty crazy. Even if it wasn't necessarily intended, it's still pretty cool. And also having the fire uppercut for like Marvel versus Capcom is pretty sweet as well, especially since it's not as typical super. So yeah, they really put thought into him. Do we have a friend? Could that be a kitty? Oh man, sorry. Good job, Ron. Frickin' the consumer. All right, we're at 10 minutes. I'm gonna keep this short, but let's talk about Incineroar. Now, personally, I was hoping for Decidueye because that's just more my style. I like grass types, and I mean, it's a freaking owl archer, a sniper owl. It's pretty cool. Though he is already in Pokken, so I think it is fair that he isn't in Smash. And I don't know if, excuse me, I don't know if Incineroar is in Pokken, so I guess it makes sense because those are like the two most popular picks. And honestly, I like what they've done with him. I don't even think he has a fire projectile, which is kind of crazy thinking that he's a fire type and all that. It's also funny that he's a fire dark type, but they basically made him a fighting type character in this game since he's a wrestler cat. And I like a lot of his moves. I love the fact that his throws are really strong because I've always loved like getting close and grabbing people. So there's never been a character who really had that advantage except for my boy Donkey Kong. But now we have someone who's like it's an advantage for you to grab them because it'll do significant damage. I also like the I think it's not the lariat, the down B move where you put up the bars and you have them go up against the bars, whatever you call that. I think that was pretty cool. Everything else, is typical. You got the Zangief move, Red Cyclone, the move. It's funny how his side B is almost exactly like Charizard's, where, wow, if you spam it, you'll probably get yourself killed, but it's really strong. And what's his up B? I don't think they ever revealed what his up B is, but I'm guessing it's kind of like a Firefox or something like that. I'd have to look into it. I also like the idea that he poses after every attack, meaning this guy is not good for casuals. Like you have to know how to dodge, like a quick dodge, so you can cancel that out or roll. So he's going to be actually pretty technical for his type, which is interesting. Not what I expected. Though it is kind of strange that he was the last one. Like you'd think you'd have K. Rool or Ridley as like the last one, as like the big boys, because like Ken, yes, was very much demanded for, and Incineroar was too, but he wasn't like a legacy, like someone who's been trying to get in this game for years. He was just a new character that seems kind of cool and he works, but yeah. Also, is it kind of strange that Ken looks really good in Smash Ultimate, but not in Street Fighter 4 or 5? Like, what the hell did they do? It's kind of funny to think that Smash Ultimate Ken is like one of the best Kens that's been around since like for the past decade, probably. I mean, Street Fighter 3 Ken was pretty good, but that was like 98, like late 90s. And it's like if he's and nowadays it kind of looks like a meth head in Street Fighter games. But onto something different. It was really strange that they didn't have trophies. I'm not personally offended because, there's way too many trophies in these games. So I understand, and they're kind of replacing them with spirits. Though I hope spirits get like descriptions of the characters or something, because, there's still going to be people that don't know who the hell these people are. And I doubt you'd agree with me on this, but I feel like they could have had trophies if they just took all the trophies from the previous game, dumped them in, and added trophies for every new character and every new assist trophy. And the new boss and whatever bosses that would be added in. With all of that, I think it would have. I think trophies could have worked. And I think everyone would have been fine with a lot less trophies because there's a lot more game, a lot more characters, a lot more everything. But yeah. The other thing is I hope there is a classic mode because it doesn't seem like there is at the moment, and it just seems weird not to have it. I mean, I know they kind of effed up classic mode last time, but still is kind of strange. And it doesn't seem like there will be an all star either, which in this case is actually good because there's just way too many freaking characters. Just becomes a slog. And I really love the thing where it's like the 100-man smash, but instead of fighting Mii's or whatever the holograms, it's fighting every character, which is a really smart decision. And I think that's it. There's no home run contest as of yet, which is very odd. I feel like, I mean, I've never been one for the bonus modes, really. I mean, I like home run contests fine, but I feel like this game focused mostly on getting the core game right and having the most characters possible and having the most interesting story mode that would be simple to make, but still interesting, I guess. Those were probably the two most developed, if I'd had to guess. It seems like everything else just kind of is there. Like, they probably cut. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut home run contests, though I hope there is a boss rush, like what they did with Brawl, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of bosses in this game besides Galem and whatever the tank is. I'm sure there'll be a couple other bosses, probably whatever that thing is from Monster Hunter. But the final thing, uh, Piranha Plant. I think everyone's rage is a little down now, and I think it's a good time to talk about it. That was a very interesting trailer. I understand, the CG is pretty expensive, so I understand why they didn't give him a full CG trailer, but still, it's very strange. I feel like they kind of did that last minute. They should have just had, I don't know, they should have just had a fight, like footage of a fight with all the Mario characters, and then in the corner, they just have Piranha Plant doing his idle animation and sleeping, and then it's just Mario and Luigi or whatever, and then Luigi gets knocked over, and then Piranha Plant goes for a strike, and everyone gets scared or something. I don't know. That makes a lot more sense. But besides that, I think he's a funny character. And he looks kind of fun. I like his movement. He seems kind of fast, which is not what I expected. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think he could potentially be really fun. And I don't think he really stole a slot from anybody. I mean, there will be 5 DLC characters with a stage for each. So most of them are probably going to be big deal characters. I mean, half of Smash 4's DLC didn't get a new stage with it, so these are going to be big deals. Probably new franchises, probably third party, probably significant characters. Because I feel like Geno could have like a Geno's Mage stage with a whole lot of extra Mario music that hasn't been brought in. But that's just me. I'm still hoping on Geno, man. Like, really, I'm really hoping on Geno. I'll have to give this game a 9 out of 10 if Geno's not in it. But yeah. As for the 5, the only one I really want to see is Banjo. Because I think his moveset is just limitless, has limitless potential, and he would just be a great choice for the N64 era of Nintendo. And I believe Banjo Kazooie is 20 years old right now. I believe the game came out in 98. And I feel like he was probably The hell was that? Sorry. I feel like he was probably the best case mascot for Rare since, Donkey Kong was owned by Nintendo. I don't know what the hell is going on. Anyway, yeah, Banjo's would be my first pick in that sense. Anyway, I think this is. Let's see how long this is. It's been going on for 20 minutes. I think that could be enough. That's my basic final impressions of the game. One thing that is really weird that they didn't reveal was some sort of demo. I mean, Smash 4 had a demo, but then again, it was specifically on the 3DS. I don't believe Wii U got one, though I felt that was because they were the same game. Though I feel like Ultimate would have a demo. I mean, it's a lot bigger of a deal on the Switch. Seems like all the big releases get a demo. Kirby's Star Allies did. Tennis Aces got that tournament. And if not a tournament, I feel like Ultimate should have some sort of kickstart, like a global Smash or whatever, where you can go online and play with a limited amount of characters and compete in a tournament. That would be sweet. But yeah, I think that'll be it. I'm thinking of doing a review for Ultimate. I'm not really a game reviewer, but I feel like Ultimate is an exception, and Smash is a big part of me. And I actually do have a video series related to Smash that I'll talk about in the future. A huge Smash project that I want to do for this channel, but that's going to be way down the line. Probably at least a year into Smash Ultimate being in the game, being in the world. I'm going to at least wait for all the DLC to be done first, so I could treat it as a whole game. But that'll be probably the most Smash talk for this channel until the game comes out, and until I have anything else to say, but I think that will be it. So, see you guys later. Hopefully show you that video Thursday or sometime this week. And that'll be Dylan signing out. Smash on!